Today we're going to take a look at Keynote and specifically at how to create an animation. And I'm here with Ms. Kutsky. Thank you for helping out with this today. So we're going to start by launching our Keynote app. And the first thing that you'll get is a screen with all of the Keynote presentations that you might have made. In the top right-hand corner, you've got the plus button. And we're going to start with a clean presentation. I usually work on black or gray. I think we'll go with black today. When that opens, it'll give you a title slide, and I don't need the titles, so I have two choices. I can either click and delete things, or I can go to the lower left-hand corner. The plus button will get me a blank slide.
So if my students were to do this for their PSA, for their title, they could put rule number 1. No
Absolutely.
food in the lab.
Right, double click to edit. You can even use your microphone to type.
Yeah, very cool.
So we'll add that second blank slide, and I want to do a little animation to illustrate rule number 1. So the first thing that I need is a picture to work from. I need some inspiration, and I'm going to use the plus button in the upper right-hand corner so that I can bring something in from my photos, right? Anything that I've taken with my camera will show up in my photos. I've got all sorts of options, and I think maybe today we'll use the ketchup and relish bottles.
Perfect.
So when I bring a picture in, I can move it around. I can click in the corner to size it. Okay? And this is really important. I can also go to the paintbrush and arrange to have it either move to the front or to the back. When I add some other things in, I'm going to need to do that. All right. Under image, so that's a range here in the corner. Under image, style, right? I've got different options. So in particular, I want to be able to adjust the opacity, right? So that's under the paintbrush, style, and the opacity, and I can make that disappear. I can make it reappear, and I want about half the opacity. I want about 50% right now, because I'm going to do a drawing of a ketchup bottle, and I want to use the picture as inspiration. To start a drawing, just like I'm adding anything else, again, I want to use that plus button. Okay? And instead of a photo or a video this time, down towards the bottom, I can add a drawing. Right? The nice thing is, as I draw, I can get really close. I can pinch and zoom in if I want to be really accurate, and I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to draw the shape of the ketchup bottle. Okay? Yeah, that's a good start, and then here's the lid. You want to try?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a stylus or an Apple Pencil, that also will work, right, for your drawing. Right now, we're using the crayon. You can see down at the bottom of the screen, there's a pencil, there's a marker, there's a crayon, there's a paint tube for filling in color, and of course an eraser, and I can draw in a variety of colors. Okay? White is working well for us right now. We'll stick with the crayon. I think he probably needs his label. Okay. But we're going to change the text to remind us of rule number 1.
It's really not rule number 1.
Okay.
I just thought we'll call it rule number 1.
So if I'm done with my drawing, I've got it all ready, you can see that the drawing itself right, is its own object, and I could move it around. I'm done with the photograph. I've gotten my inspiration, so I'm going to click on it and delete it. And here is my drawing. Right? I can position that on my slide. Maybe I want it over to the side or up to the top. I think we'll leave it down here for now in case I want to add text. But when I click on it, it brings up my menu. And here's the Animate button. I want to add a build-in. Right? I want to see the drawing draw itself. That's going to look like this.
Neat.
If I need to change it, right, I can do the same thing. I can click on it, go back to Animate, and when I click here at the bottom left of the screen on the Line Draw button, I have the option to make it longer or shorter. Right? I think I'd like it a little bit longer. The play button here will give me a preview of what I've chosen.
So playing faster or slower as it animates.
And I can make these animations as simple or as complicated as I want. I find that it really helps to make something important pop out. Right? Now, there's one last piece. I've looked at this and I've decided, you know what, it's just not right. It's just not right, and I want to go back in and change it. I want to add a little something to the lid of the ketchup bottle. So I'm going to go back here to add a drawing and come back in and add that. Oh, no, there's an undo button in the lower left-hand corner, so you can get it just right. Let's try that. There we go. So now I'm happy with my animation, and if I want to see it, I want to see how it works, I'll go back here to the beginning of my slideshow. I'll press the play button to view the slideshow, and as I click through, I can see the animation.
Awesome. That's exactly what we needed.
If you don't want your animation to be stuck in Keynote forever, you have to have a way to get it out. So visit the top right-hand corner of your screen, see the 3 little dots. That will get you your menu where you can share, export, and do a variety of other things. In particular, we want to export as a movie. And I'm going to carefully select, I have 2 slides in the slideshow, so I want to go to the next slide after 1 second. I'd like it to play pretty quickly. And I'd like to go to the next build after 0 seconds because I want that animation to start as soon as it goes from slide 1 to slide 2. When I press export, that will create a movie for me, my rule number 1 movie. And I have options to share it, to airdrop it. In particular, I want to save the video to my camera roll, and that will make it accessible to me in a variety of other applications, Pages, Clips, iMovie, so on and so forth. Thanks so much for watching today. Make sure to ask questions and check back in. We'll have more tech tips coming up.